What's the buzz? This is Zeta Beetle, and welcome back to TGIF. In this episode, I continue the suppressed weapon damage challenge, but as this episode's name suggests, it appears to be an all-nighter that I pulled in this regard. So, join me for this, and I'll meet you there. Let's be honest, you would never have guessed that this would be an all-nighter unless I had told you that expressly. But here we are. So the reason why this episode is called all-nighter is because at some point it switches from being late at night to early in the morning. So, yeah. This episode basically, makes it to where, I am, figured, hey, this is a brilliant opportunity for a name like this. Let's just take it. And take it I did. It's, essentially, called All-Nighter for a reason. This is the last round that I did on the 20th, late at night, a little bit past midnight. So after this, we start going for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, or at least a little bit past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. About 4:09 more specifically. And then from there, it just keeps going up and up and up. But the thing about it is, I went from playing at midnight to playing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's why this is called All-Nighter. Anyway, I'm going to be working on the suppressed weapon damage challenge. So, yes. The same challenge that's been on here for a while already, yes. The thing about it is, you saw how much I needed to get done from the very beginning, right? Like, come on. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to possibly be able to get to 20,000 in one round, right? If you really believe that I could, then you have placed an absurd amount of confidence on my shoulders. Because the truth of the matter is, I usually have a record of just a few player eliminations per round. I think I got up to like 8 or so at one point in the season. And if you guys didn't know, 8 times 2 is only 1,600. Which would kind of make a dent in the challenge. But only in a perfect situation would I be able to get exactly 1,600. Like, every single opponent that I fought would have to have full health and shield in order for me to pull this off. As you can see from the guy that I just pegged with that pistol, yeah, that's not always the case. Especially if my opponents are shooting at each other right now. So, that really hurts how much damage that I can do per each elimination. So I'm looking at closer to 800, or even I would probably be looking at slightly less, because honestly speaking, sometimes my opponent is so weakened by their opponent that that I don't even get the full 100 damage from said opponent. So there we go. I was pegging this person with the suppressed pistol for a little bit, and then I switched to my suppressed assault rifle, and it was all over for her. She got taken completely out, and now I'm about to get completely taken out myself, because I still thought that the person was still in the car. Turns out they were right behind me, poised to strike. And strike they did. Alrighty, next round incoming. This one is about 4 minutes and 34 seconds long. So, this one is a bit shorter than the last one, but the mission is still the same. Suppressed weapon damage challenge. Or at least, that's what I was planning anyway. Oh, never mind. It is indeed suppressed weapon damage challenge. On my notes, I have AR damage, which also got completed at the same time. So, double bonus. Well, I say completed. It's actually more like, probably gotten progress on. It may have been completed, though. But still yet, I take this lady out, and she drops me a suppressed sniper. Oh look, it did actually get complete. Huzzah! That would be a point for me in the series where I am competing with Jester. Yay! But I digress. Time to move on with the real point of this series. Getting some challenges done. Or progress on them anyway. Oh! Did you see that snipe? That was a hard scope, but still, I managed a good snipe on that person, enough to take him out. The reason why I'm so excited to get snipes like that is because generally my record with the sniper rifle is not that great. But when I have my shining moments, they can be considered real shining moments. And then there's dinguses like that who don't move an inch when they get hit by a sniper rifle. Was that an AI? I sure hope that wasn't a real player, or else that would be immensely embarrassing for them. Like, come on. That cannot be a real player. There's no way. There's no way. Like, I hit him for 91 and they just stood there and took the 227 headshot. There's no way that was a real person. A real person would have healed from that and built. There's no way. There's no way. A real person would have been smarter than that, for sure. Like, you would have to be insanely stupid to just do it like that. Like, I don't think there's a single player alive that does that. That's actually real. That had to be an AI. And that's part of the reason why I won so much in Chapter 2. Because so many of the real players just left the game due to something they didn't like. And as such, a lot of bots happened to wander into my neck of the woods. And I took them out. But after Chapter 3 came along, things started spicing up a little. And currently we're in our hardest season since Chapter 1, which is Chapter 4, Season 3. Anyway, I think it's enough blabbering for today. Let's move on to the next round. Alrighty, this is the second longest round of the entire episode, clocking in at about 7 minutes and 8 seconds. And the mission is still the same. Given that this is 7 minutes and 8 seconds long, you would expect me to get a significant amount of progress in the suppressed weapon damage challenge, right? Define significant when it comes to 20,000 damage requirement versus however many eliminations I get with a suppressed weapon in this round alone. Yeah, now you get the picture, right? Like, this challenge is insanely long. There have been very few challenges in modern-day Fortnite that can even compare to the sheer number of stuff that I needed to do in Chapter 2. Chapter 1 is... it's there. There are a few challenges that I could probably point you towards in Chapter 1. One of which I never even completed. That was the infamous Chapter 1, Season 7's Target Practice Challenge. I kid you not. That challenge was incredibly hard. Like, there was no reason for any challenge to be that hard. Of course, then again, I was playing on Windstream, so that made it a heck of a lot harder. Now I'm on OAC Fiber, and I have happily decided to stick with that. And let me tell you something. The OAC Fiber is blazing fast, and you would be hard-pressed to find anything in Oklahoma that would match it. Hence the name OAC Fiber. Honestly speaking, just find you some fiber optic internet, and you're practically good to go. Like, there are very few instances that I've heard of that would make the internet service any worse than it already is. Like, and worse than it already is a relative word because, like I said before, it's blazing fast. You would have to have a lot of people playing on it at the exact same time, and still yet, it would be incredibly fast. Like, I'm on the lowest package, and seldom do I get any hiccups that come from the internet itself. From Fortnite, though, there have been a few infamous moments, but hey, you know what? Nothing's perfect, nobody's perfect. Let's just move on, shall we? Anyway, I have pretty well taken down 5 people so far. Under perfect conditions, that would easily be 1,000. However, if you've been paying attention to this so far, and you've been paying attention to me so far, then you'll know the requirements of getting 1,000, because I just told you the requirements of getting 1,600. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is, they would need every single one of the people that I have taken out so far would have to have full health and shield. And as you've seen from the person that I just took out, that's not always the case. So, instead of getting a whopping 1,000, like what would be in a perfect world, I'm really lucky if I get 500. Or 600 now, since this person so graciously offered me their Fortnite character to be sacrificed for the challenge. Yeah, yeah, I know that's not what really happened, but you know what? With how stupidly they rushed at me like that, they may as well have. I mean, look at that guy. Yeah, they hardly even fought back, and I took him out with my suppressed SMG. But even though this challenge took a long time, like I kid you not, a lot of these clips were taken on the 20th of August, 2 years ago. So, and by 2 years ago, I mean 2021, which was when we were recovering. You know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's just say that 2020 was a horrible time, and 2021 was when we were basically getting back on our feet. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Because, honestly speaking, I don't want any community guideline strikes, and discussing stuff about that, not my cup of tea. It's really not worth it. So, if you want to know more, then you're gonna have to listen to someone more vocal than me. Alrighty, here we go. Next round. Well, next clip, I should say, because this happens to be a continuation clip from the previous one. And I'm guessing, right in the middle of, I'm guessing right in the middle of saving one clip and starting this one, really and truly, the person that was coming after me, then I think they got eliminated off screen. So, yeah, there's a little bit you missed, but and if it really was that quick, then you didn't really miss much, because you probably already could tell exactly how I did it. And let me tell you something, it was not by that suppressed sniper. Although then again, I have been making some pretty impressive snipes with that sniper. But, like I said before, those are shining moments. So, if I did take that guy out with the suppressed sniper, it would have had to been via a no-scope or a quick-scope. Because hard scoping at close range is not a recommended strategy. Take it from a guy who knows. Hard scoping takes a lot of time, and really and truly, that's time that you really don't have. So, in the time that it takes to set up that shot, you need to be completely undetected by your opponent, or else you will take far too long to set up your shot, and if at any point your opponent finds you, you're possibly dead meat if the sniper is the only thing that you count on. So, take it from a guy who knows. Hard scoping when you're in clear sight is the worst strategy that you could pull off. I might be offering you a demonstration here in a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. all I'm really trying to say is if you have a shot and you're not being watched by anyone, then you are relatively safe until the moment that you miss, like I just did. But if you miss and the opponent is easily able to determine where the bullet comes from, then good luck. Um, you're going to be really feeling the pain like I am right now. Um, it won't be too much longer before the combination of enemy bullets and the storm finishes me off. But not the opponent that was ahead of me. It's this opponent that was behind me that ends up finishing me off. And that ends this round, and they got taken out by the person that I was harassing a while ago. Yay! And this happens to be the shortest clip in the entire episode, at a whopping 1 minute and 1 second. Yeah, that's literally it. So, how is it that I put out a clip that's this small? Well, to be honest, I have put out clips that are much smaller, but you know what? Let's just roll with it, shall we? Anyway, I try and scare that person off with my shotgun, and I basically take them out with the shotgun that I was trying to scare him off with, and then that guy gets me taken down. But I got the damage opponents challenge done, or at least some progress on it anyway. So that's how this got in. Alright guys, this is it. This is where the shortest clip of the entire episode funnels into the longest one. And the last one. This clip right here is a whopping 8 minutes and 7 seconds long. Yeah. That's why this episode had so many clips, because none of them breached the double digits in length. So if you like the episodes that had a lot going into them, you're in luck, because this episode had a lot of clips going into it. But if you didn't like episodes that had a lot of clips in them, sorry, you're going to be wanting to wait until next week in order to see that episode. Anyway, let's go on ahead and move on and get on to the next round, shall we? So, essentially what's going to happen here is lots and lots and lots of suppressed weapon damage challenge. Because now I have both a suppressed AR and a suppressed SMG, and newly obtained I have a suppressed pistol, which I'm not great at using. Yeah, as much as I use it in these clips, I'm really not great at taking opponents down with a pistol. But honestly speaking, in Chapter 2, that seems to not really matter that much, because in Chapter 2, I seem to be able to do quite a lot more than I could in Chapter 1. Seriously, Chapter 1 was the hardest, because not only where it was Chapter 1 full of OG players that had a ton more experience than I did, but also the fact that I had a slow as molasses internet that would force me to stop randomly, and I would I would be frustrated to no end. Absolutely no end. I would be frustrated too. That's how I viewed Chapter 1. I know a lot of people remember it fondly for a lot of good things that happened to them. I do not have such pleasant memories. Like, Chapter 1 was just awful. My least favorite, and the biggest thing that made it that way was the sweats and the internet. And let me tell you something. That is the very reason that I hated, absolutely despised Tilted Towers. I mean, there are many, loads, that actually enjoy Tilted Towers. But due to a majority of those people being sweats, and I just kept getting taken down and taken down and taken down and taken down, I hated Tilted Towers for the reasons that many people loved it. Because it just I was just frustrated to tears whenever my team landed in Tilted Towers, because honestly speaking, it just wasn't worth it. That's why I never play random squads. Because whenever I got a team like that, they would always land at that accursed Tilted Towers, die straight off the bat, and then I would have to be right there picking up the pieces in order to even try to salvage the game. And try was an operative word, because it was absolutely nightmarish. Lazy Lake did not, in recent days at least, get that bad. But Tilted Towers was B.A.D. awful. I'm sorry for those of you that really love it, but I don't. If you love it, go ahead and love it, just to leave me out of it. Because Tilted Towers, I will never accept it as a respectable POI. Never. Because I've just had too many bad experiences with it in order to do so. Like, Tilted Towers... I don't know how many of you... I don't know how... what each of your least favorite POIs is, but Tilted Towers is easily mine. Beats everything else hands down. So, I'm sorry about that rant, but it's really hard for me to not get into stuff like this whenever Chapter 1 is brought up, because as many places as I loved and enjoyed in Chapter 1, I'm looking at you, Lucky Landing, you gorgeous gem of a POI. There are also some ridiculously low points that really deduct the points from anything that Chapter 1 has offered. Especially given the fact that now Chapter 4 has put out something very similar to Lucky Landing, which, in my opinion, gives Chapter 4 the edge. So, yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting this clip very shortly, so it's going to be the outro. And I believe that's just about it for this episode. Join me in the next one when I deal suppressed damage and harvest metal. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Until then, adios, amigos.